Hey, it's Nikki, and this is why I found most tour experiences to be average. In my career, I've been on a lot of tours. A lot of tours. Probably more tours than your typical traveler will ever take in a lifetime. And in my personal but honest opinion, I find most tours to be average. It's not to say they're bad, none at all. They're totally acceptable and racking up the 5-star reviews on TripAdvisor. Side note, this could be another blog post. Getting 5-star reviews is an entirely separate skill process from running an amazing tour. One does not equal the other. But out of all the tours I've ever taken, only a few really have blown me away from start to finish. And you might say that I'm biased or jaded because my job is literally to evaluate tour experiences. But if you think critically of the tours you've taken, how many have had a phenomenal guide who excelled at logistics and group dynamics on top of knowing their stuff while being entertaining, plus had a really unique and relatable and modern tour theme, plus was a few levels above what you expected you were going to get when you signed up for the tour? That's a tall order, to be honest. And it's really hard. It's easy to achieve, but hard to pull off consistently because it takes effort. It takes a lot of effort and planning and maintaining and monitoring. And if you think about it, if the customers are asking for average tours and are more than satisfied by them, again, they're leaving 5-star reviews, you could kind of argue that it's a waste of time and resources to deliver something more in depth. But I obviously want to challenge that. Why shouldn't we strive to push the bar higher for the average tour experience? I've written before about the incredible ability of a tour to influence guests and the power of a tour guide to protect their cities. This is important work, so why not take advantage of that impact and consistently make tours the most memorable part of an average trip? So in this, I'm going to share 3 quick benefits that come with prioritizing the quality of your tour. First, a pool of high-quality guides, right? Phenomenal guides require engaged and passionate guides, right? Those are 2 ingredients for top quality guides. To get those guides, we need to have incentives and motivation with regular training, integration to the larger industry, like conferences for guides, more things for guides at major conferences. Kudos to Arrival for being the first conference I know of to have an entire day where there's going to be educational content for guides. And they also need reasons to love the brand they work for, right? These are all the elements of what makes an engaged and passionate guide. One of the top questions I get from tour operators is how to find quality guides. The second question I always get is how to keep them. But in a perfect world, if the bar was up here, there would only be high quality guides to choose from, right? Because companies could no longer afford to employ lesser than phenomenal guides. So by raising this bar, it's going to raise the bar of quality of guides that you can choose. And obviously then motivate guides who are reading this to do our best work, right? Because the tour operators are matching it with the amount of effort they're also putting into the product creation. Second, more word of mouth referrals. This is an incredibly valuable referral, right? That golden word of mouth referral. And it's even more valuable if you're a company that doesn't operate in many destinations and so not realistically looking at repeat customers, right? You can have a system to prompt guests to leave reviews, but even if a guest really enjoyed the tour, most do not remember the name of the tour company that they booked with later on. They might not have known it to begin with if they booked through a third party. So to get them to remember your name and recommend it to their friends, you need to have a phenomenal tour experience that is also heavily branded, right? So that's part of it. If this tour is already super curated, every minute of it, every section of it is aligned with your brand values, right? That's going to make the brand much more memorable. And finally, brand consistency across tours, right? Amazing tours, as I just said, are highly structured, and it makes it easy to inject your brand's unique spin consistently on every tour. So your high quality guide would also understand the professional importance of representing a brand during the tour, right? If your tour isn't if your brand isn't integrated into your tour, then what motivation or understanding does the guide have the importance of that brand when it comes to wearing their t-shirt and talking about the brand on the tour, right? It all goes together. It all goes together. So it's my little soapbox of why we should just make all tours amazing.